welcome to my review of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now this movie is pretty much the polar opposite of Venom in terms of quality. Venom is just complete trash, but it is entertainment. It's so bad that it's enjoyable, and I love it, but it's just not good, honestly. Whereas Spider-Verse is so good, I sat there in the theater and literally turned to my friend and said, how is this movie so good? I mean, honest to God, it's like this movie came out like 2 months after Venom, and it is like infinitely better in every single regard. It blew my mind. I mean, no Spider-Man movie has come this close to understanding Spider-Man than the Raimi movies. I mean, I still like, I mean, obviously I like Homecoming and Far From Home, I've already said that, but the Raimi movies are on another level, and this movie itself is on another level than Homecoming and Far From Home. So basically, to preface this video before I go into the pros and cons, this is my favorite animated movie of all time. And I know I might come off as like a Spider-Man fanboy. Okay, I'm a Spider-Man fan. He's my favorite fictional character. But I don't consider myself a fanboy, okay? I still don't... I dislike the things that are bad about Spider-Man. I hate the Amazing Spider-Man movies, alright? Just because I'm a Spider-Man fan doesn't mean I like everything Spider-Man. But as just a movie fan and a Spider-Man fan, you know, this is, in my opinion, the best animated movie of all time. Well, maybe not, okay. I don't know if it's the best. It's my favorite, however you want to say it. I don't know. So just know that going into this review that this is my favorite animated movie of all time. Let's start with the pros. The first pro, we gotta talk about the style. So it's an animated movie. It's very different from all the other Spider-Man movies, but this literally feels like a comic book brought to life. In some ways more so than the Ultimate Spider-Man game was the Ultimate Spider-Man comics brought to like video game form. I mean, there's just so much going on here with the animation. You've got different frame rates for different characters. Like Miles Morales, Spider-Man, is moving at a slower frame rate than Peter B. Parker. I'll get to the characters in the story in a little bit, to show that Miles is more inexperienced. That's crazy. I mean, just the techniques that they use are just so good. They have hand-drawn animations over top of, you know, normal movie animations, whatever you want to call them, just to add some like effects. You got comic book, you know, popping like sound effects in there. It's crazy. I mean, movies are a visual medium, and this movie just nails the visuals entirely. It's amazing. Let's talk about the music. The music for some people may be hit or miss. You got some, you know, some I guess more modern music that a lot of people wouldn't like. But I think that the music, for the most part, is very good. Just, you know, the songs created by different artists for the movie, and along with, you know, the soundtrack and all that. It just blends together really well. I mean, you look at that opening montage with Spider-Man and like the theme, like just look up just look up the soundtrack for this movie. Some of the songs on there are just insane. They're really good. Characters, there aren't any bad characters in this movie, which I'll get to in a little bit, but pretty much every single character is you know, is unique. You can remember who pretty much everyone is. I mean, all of the Spider people are very distinct. You've got Peter Parker, who's just, you know, he's only pretty much in the start of this movie, voiced by Chris Pine. He is like pretty much the epitome of the perfect Spider-Man. Then you got Miles, who's just, you know, he's just like a kid. He's different. He's more into art than he is into science, like Peter. And he's obviously smart because he gets into this great school, but he doesn't want to fit in. He just wants to be normal. You got Peter B. Parker, who's sort of like, Spider-Man is way out of his prime now, who, you know, his life is kind of just taking a turn for the worse. You got Spider-Man Noir, voiced by Nicolas Cage. He's not really like the comic book Spider-Man Noir, but I don't care, because it's a 1930s Spider-Man voiced by Nicolas Cage. So that's great. Then you've got Spider-Ham by John Mulaney. Very good. And then you got Penny Parker, who's just anime Spider-Girl. I mean, I don't really care, but they're all distinct, and that adds with the visuals to give them all more character. So it's just the characters just this movie's so good. The story is great. It actually has a message. There's a theme. There's a reason for this story to be told, unlike, you know, some other superhero movies. Not calling out any superhero movie in particular. Just this movie like has a theme, which most movies should have. I mean, you look at it's just it's a coming of age story about learning to be a hero, and that anyone could be a hero. They have the whole thing about anyone can wear the mask and all that, and it's just like, this is good. This is good. This is a good message. You know, kids, I feel like this movie will be the Raimi movie to me as it is to a lot of other kids, if that sentence made any sense at all. Final pro is that pretty much everything, I mean, like, almost everything in this movie is good. I've seen the movie, I think, like 2 or 3 times now. Pretty much everything's good. There is one con, which I'll get to after this. But, I mean, the movie's like, what, 2 hours? Or something around there? It's not very long. Just sit there, it's on Netflix, put it on Netflix, sit there, turn the lights off, make some popcorn, and you're gonna have a great time. Even people that I know that do not care about superhero movies at all love this movie. So you know it's doing something right. And the one con that I have is probably that some of the characters aren't developed really. I mean, Spider-Man, Noir, Penny Parker, and Spider-Ham are just there. They don't do anything. Most of the villains don't do anything either. I mean, Kingpin is the main villain. His whole thing is that he wants to bring dimensions, travel through dimensions to get his family. And he's just kind of standard villain. I mean, the Prowler is the best villain in the movie, but because of his connection to Miles, but he's pretty much just a bad guy just cause. So, my only complaint with this movie, pretty much, is that some of the characters just aren't developed enough. I mean, that's basically it. So overall, like I said, favorite animated movie of all time, nails the Spider-Man character. It's just so good. I love it. People who don't even like superhero movies that I know love it. And I am creating a new score for this movie. Alright, I've had this idea for a while. I just haven't reviewed any movie that really qualifies for the score. So like Venom, I give it a so bad it's good. This is the opposite. This is above amazing on a new level. Alright, and well, a new level. Almost went in the wrong direction. I'm giving this movie my score of sensational. You know, like Spider-Man, get it? Haha. Actually, you probably wouldn't get it because, you know, no Spider-Man media really uses sensational. They always use amazing and spectacular. But Into the Spider-Verse, to me, gets the first score of sensational. So as an honor, I am giving this movie. Like I gave Venom the honor of being the first movie to be so bad it's good. So anyway, if you guys did enjoy my review of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I mean, it was mostly just me saying this movie's good. If you have any different thoughts or anything you want to say, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on notifications. And I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.